How are you guys? I'm going to help answer a few questions here with the public that I've been asked year after year after year. People say, will snakes come back? Obviously, if you catch a snake and take it 100 metres away, no time at all, it'll be back there. You catch a snake, take it down the end of the road, that night, it'll be there. You catch a snake, take it a K or so away, a couple of days time, it'll be there. The problem is, when you do that, that snake's going to cross roads, backyards with Rottweilers, humans, all sorts of terrain that's exposing itself to danger, threat. What proof I've got, I have caught a carpet python in Oyster Cove, had all scars all over its head. I went and released it. 2 days later I got called to it, and I had a look at the map. It swam across 2 rivers in about 2 k's. Wow, that was a long distance. Years ago, about 10 years ago, I caught a big eastern brown in Gainsford Green Golf Course and Yawalpa Road in Pimpama, and that Yawalpa Road is a good 2 or 3, maybe 4 kilometres long. And I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, water skiing with my dad, so I was hanging onto the snake in the passenger seat of his car. And I asked him to stop at the end of the road. We let it go. 1 week later exactly, I got called to the same snake. I thought, wow, you've travelled a long distance. Now this is the ball break of all ball breakers, and I've got proof of it. If you guys look at a video that I did of catching an eastern brown, it was actually in Monterey Keys, but I said it's called eastern brown in Helensvale, and I was wearing a white t-shirt. Now when I went to capture this eastern brown, it carried on like a pork chop and was acting unusual, and it turns out that it had an injury on the side of its face. And later on, the people there explained to me that one of the neighbours had reversed his car at the driveway, then realised the snake was under there and just clipped the side of his face. So this snake had a bit of an injury, and I came and released it here. Then 2 weeks later, have a look at one of my videos called Eastern Brown in Coomera. It's the same eastern brown. You can actually see the side of its face is injured, and if you look at both the videos and compare the snake, you'll recognise it. I'm now parked where I released it. I'm going to drive to where I caught it the second time, so you can see how far it's travelled in 2 weeks, and it was only 1 kilometre away from being back to where I caught it. Here we go. It's unbelievable to think that a snake is not running on all 8 cylinders because it's injured. It must have just travelled and travelled and travelled without stopping. As soon as the sun came up, it must have just got moving. And I have since re-released the snake, and I took it to bugger in the bush, and would you believe that it instantly did a beeline and started heading for the same direction. Yeah, to think, I don't know what speed a snake would travel at. I think we walk at 4 kilometres an hour, and a snake wouldn't be moving that fast. It'd have to stop here and there and fluff around, and obviously the snake wouldn't follow this road. It would go as the crow flies, but I'm going pretty much straight there. The roads won't be much of a difference to what it would have travelled. It diagonally would have gone across this paddock here rather than around that corner that I just did, and stuff like that. So you probably knock 1 kilometre off its trip, I'd say. I'm interested to get a map actually and work it out exactly. The snake wouldn't have to deal with traffic lights either. But for all you people who capture snakes in your backyards and go and release them down the back, it's not good enough. Usually when I release them, I take them so far, that's why I've got a 4-wheel drive. I go right out in the middle of the 4-wheel drive tracks, have a bit of fun while I'm doing it, and then release the snakes. But I now wonder how many snakes that I have released that I've bumped into the 2nd or 3rd time, maybe even 4th time over the years. I mean, I've recognised this snake because of the injury on its face. I would not have recognised it otherwise. Sitting on 100 kilometres an hour, by the way, so I don't think the snake would have been going that fast, but this is just I'm trying to expedite this video so that it doesn't go for 15 minutes sort of thing. So when you do go back and have a look at that one called Eastern Brown in Helensvale, where I was wearing a white t-shirt, that's the one you know, and the snake really, like I walked right up to it, which I found unusual, and then when I touched it, it exploded. It's because it couldn't see me properly because its eye was bloodshot, It had a little bit of blood underneath the ocular scale, and when I did touch it, you know, I was frightened for its life, so it had absolutely dropped its lolly. Wouldn't have had to go around this road, probably went diagonally across this paddock or bushland, which is probably 20 hectares worth, so it probably cut a lot of time out there. Big bearded dragon on the road back there, see it? This is blowing me away, to think that it could travel such a distance. Still sitting on 110, so I'm not wasting time. You imagine that snake must have been doing the boogaloo. Still bushland, it travelled along all the bushland. Didn't have to deal with too much traffic or anything the whole way. Probably crossed 3 roads. I don't know how many backyards or farms or rural style properties, but all of down here, all of that bushland in there is where I normally release a lot of eastern browns and stuff, because there's so many kilometres worth of bush. But I'd gone further this day because of the fact that the snake was injured. I wanted to let it go where there was plenty of water and plenty of places it could hide, but it seems that that wasn't on the menu for it. It just wanted to get the friggin' hell out of here. Now by now it's probably, when it was travelling, it would have been probably 500 metres to my left through the bushland, or maybe even more, 700 metres to my left. All of that over to the left now is Movie World. Yeah, not Movie World, Dream World. So it would have gone to the inside of Dream World. I'm obviously coming along the road, so I can't drive through the bush over there. Up here is the street in which I caught it on, but not at this end, at the other end. But you can imagine the snake was probably doing a diagonal through the bush, so you know, I guess you can cut this distance I'm about to do on Beatty Road here out, because it wouldn't have had to deal with it. Tapping noise is just a strap on my roof. It gives me the shits. You think I'll fix it? Anyway, underneath this bridge that we're driving over now, basically across there, a lady lives in a house. Where are we? Down in there to the left. You can see her property with all the dams and stuff. That's where I caught the eastern brown. So it travelled that distance in 2 weeks. Another 1.5 kilometres that way, and it was back home. Full on.